everyone, so today we're going to be doing a tasting of a group brew that I was a participant in. PT Ray got together 7 of us. SteelJan himself, it's YARTP backwards is his YouTube handle. Weirdbeer, Hopping Lion 01, Threeque, Mattsarg, and myself. We all got together. We did basically, it's an English bitter style pale ale. I guess you could call it something like that. It was a very basic brew. It was some dry malt extract, Goldings Hops, and a packet of Nottingham Yeast. Here are the ingredients to the exact T and what times we put them in. So that was all that we used actually in the brew. It was very, very basic. My final gravity ended up being 1.044, and I had about 3.7 gallons. So, and then mine finished out at 1.006. So I had a pretty decent batch. It was a higher alcohol content than what I expected, to be completely honest, but that works out fine for me. Part of it was that we wanted everything to be as close to the same as we could. You know, there were a couple variances in different, you know, what type Goldings hops you had or what you wanted to use, but we all used the same amounts of the same additions, with the exception of the very end addition. I threw them in at flame out basically to do the aroma. But I believe that PT Ray and a couple others put them into the actual carboy for fermentation to do basically some dry hopping. So aside from that, we kept everything at 67 degrees. Where is it? I believe that I kept mine at 67 degrees. And that was about where everyone else kept theirs too. We wanted to make sure that the Nottingham did not get past 68, I believe 68 or 69 degrees, so that way, you know, it produces some off flavors. We wanted to avoid that. We wanted to have a very clean brew so that way we could all do a good tasting on it. So, speaking of tastings, I've got my glass ready. Let's get to the keg.
Okay, so let's do this. It's the only thing in there right now, so I've got it nice and cool. So here we go. Nice and effervescent. Get that in there. Groovy. So now let's get back up to the top.
Okay, so it's only been about probably about 45 seconds to a minute since I poured it, and the head is starting to go down a bit. It's to be expected though, I guess, right? This isn't actually a completely spotlessly clean glass. I didn't use soap on it or anything like that, so we can't blame it on that one now. But not sure if you can see, but it does have a bit of haze going on. And it is kind of, actually it's fairly cloudy. But yeah, very, very light yellow in color. Mine is fairly well carbonated. Okay, not very, very strong on the hop aroma. Actually, it doesn't really have too much of a smell at all. It's got there's a hint of hops. You can get a little bit of a malt character, but not much. So let's give it a go. Okay. So, the first thing I taste with this actually is just a very light hop flavor. I can taste very little of the I guess the malt flavor, the maltiness of it. I can't really taste much. Yeah, I can't taste much of it at all. To be honest, I'm picking up a lot on the hop side of it. It's very light beer. To be honest, this is, as I'm sure you've seen from my channel, not the style brew that I would ever do myself. But it's very good. It's very light. Even in the body of it, yeah, there's no mouthfeel at all. I mean, it's like water. I don't get any residual sort of dryness. You know, the hops aren't strong enough so that they are flicking my throat out, I guess is the best way to put it. Very light in flavor, very light in body. We did use a pretty decent amount. We used 3 pounds of light dry malt extract, did not boil it. I suppose that could be why some haze is going on. Some, you know, proteins didn't get cooked out of it or back into it, I don't know. But yeah, I've done almost all the batches of brew that I have made. I've used liquid malt extract, and they had a different feel, I guess, a different consistency to the brew. This one, like I said, is very light. It's almost like water. But it is refreshing. It's a very nice light beer. I could down several of these. Well, maybe at the given that mine was a little bit higher, you know, in gravity at the start and finished pretty low, 1.006. Maybe I shouldn't drink too many of them, or else I'll be bouncing off the walls. But yeah, it's very, very light beer. That's the best I can describe it. It's very light in flavor, very light in body. It has got really no mouthfeel to it. That I like the stout, so like I like a nice thicker mouthfeel, so, you know, more of a chew beer, something you can chew on. And like I said, this is not something that I would necessarily brew myself, but given that it's summertime, it's hot outside, you know, I just got done shampooing my car actually and doing some spot cleaning on the carpets here in the apartment, so this is nice. It's light, it's refreshing, it's pretty bubbly. I've had a couple of burps. So it is good. It is good. I like it, and I would recommend that you try it yourself. Yeah, nice, easy brew. Oh, I've got an intervention.
Let's let the experts handle this. Come here, Squishmallow. Come on. Can you? Okay. Okay. Are you ready to try? Are you ready to try? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we think. Not too shabby, actually.
Tell us what you think of the beer's character, what flavors you're picking up on, and a little bit more about your perception of the mouthfeel of the beer.
Oh, you're going to get technical. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to see what you think.
Well, I think we should let Squidge go first. What do you think? I think Squidge approves. Let's see. What are the words I'm not supposed to use? Cider? Is that what I'm supposed to use?
I don't think it's cidery at all.
No, I think it's actually, am I allowed to say fruity?
Fruity is good, because fruity is hops. No, the one thing that we were really careful about, like I said earlier in the video, is the fermentation temperature. We kept it right below where Nottingham Yeast produces a lot of those gross esters. It's a pretty solid yeast, but if you get it above 68 or 69 degrees,
I'd like to
you got some problems.
Point out the excellent lacing.
Hey, there we go.
A little bit of head, pretty good head for, you know, I don't really know how to measure that, but it looks good to me. As a non-beer drinker, I think this is actually really good. I might actually sit down with a glass of this and drink it. It's like a nice fruity, it's a really nice summer beer. Joe probably uses that against it because he likes, as you know, the heavy beers, the dark beers, but I actually really like this. I think this would be a good, it's a good light sit out on the porch in the summer beer without being bland. Like, it has a really good flavor to it, but it's not too much. So I'm usually not a big fan of too much hops, and this doesn't have too much at all. This is a really good beer. You can go pour yourself another glass. Take this one.
So, yeah, like I was saying, on that note, give it a try yourself. The recipe was at the start of the video, and if you've got any questions, feel free to shoot me an email and let us know. Also, feel free to check out the other guys' channels. SteelJan, YARTP, it's PT Ray backwards, Weirdbeer, Hopping Lion 0 and 1, Threeque, and Mattsarg. They're all great brewers. Everyone's got their different opinions on the group brew, so check them out and, you know, do a little cross-referencing. So, we'll see ya.
Cheers.
Cheers.